All right, we're going to talk about ESD. So what ESD is, or electrostatic discharge, is the transfer of excess electricity from you onto another object, usually a circuit board from a RAM stick or a graphics card or a processor or anything else metal, really. Um, a lot of people recognize this sensation from like shocking yourself on metal when walking on a rug or the like. So that's actually one thing you can do is not walk on rugs. You always want to be wearing shoes when you're working on PCs, rubber-soled shoes. They'll keep you insulated from the ground, and it means that your socks can't smear across anything and build up any charge. Um, Other things we can do is use something like this electrostatic discharge bracelet, which is just a piece of metal that touches you, goes through a wire, and then touches the PC. And what this does is puts you guys at an electro-neutral state, which means that neither of you, the PC or yourself, can build up enough of a charge to create a shock between the two of you. You are sitting at about the same level of charge. Um, Other things we can use to protect our components when they're out of the case to not damage them themselves or when they're being moved around is an electrostatic bag like this. It's a big one, probably from a motherboard. It's kind of a good thing to keep around if you buy components, because if you're changing out RAM or you need to store old RAM that you might keep around in case you're fixing a PC after you upgrade yours, keep it in these bags, and that way they're a lot safer than if they're just sitting out in the environment where things can corrode them or get on them. Dust is really bad for it, etc., etc. When you're opening your PC, make sure you are always shutting your PC down normally to not damage any of your files, and then shutting off the power supply from the toggle switch at the back. That'll shut your power supply completely down, and you can hold the button on the front of your case, which will discharge all the capacitors on the board. And that way you're sure that there's absolutely no charge in the board to shock yourself or another component should you like touch your RAM stick on a capacitor on your motherboard. So I think that's about it. I'm gonna hop over to the video of changing out some RAM now. Okay, so need my anesthetic bag. Restart. We're fine. So to remove the RAM, we've actually taken out a bunch of the cables in here to make it a lot easier to see. You're simply going to apply pressure to both of the little tabs on each side. Grab the RAM from the side of the stick, lift, and don't touch any part of the PCB or the contacts because that'll make them corrode and damage them. Pop open our anti-static bag. Bloop. That's a RAM stored safely. We don't want to put many big things in here, especially if we're going to move them around because they could damage each other. Not that we're seeing the anti-static bag, but I can put it in front of the camera. Ooh, look at that RAM. Then to reinstall the RAM, we'll take our RAM out of the bag. Again, not touching the contacts or the PCB, hopefully. We're going to make sure our chip is facing the right direction and the notch is going to line up. We're going to double check that and we're good. We're going to put this one in the blue slot because this PC is dual channel. And we're going to apply pressure on each side of the RAM and it should just pop right in. Once you hear it click, we're all good. That is RAM installed.